When President FDR was inaugurated as president in 1933, he had stated that he was not the reason for being selected as that person, that the people themselves had given him that power. Naturally, he had also said that he would ask the Congress for broad executive power to wage a war against the emergency that was at hand. Naturally, the citizens of the United States cheered, grateful that they had placed someone in power that was promising to keep them safe and secure. However, a level of skepticism to some degree should be provided when putting people in powerful positions. Eloise Cobell, also known as the Yellowbird Woman, was a tribal leader and advocate for the Blackfoot Nation, who sued the United States for stealing her and her people's land and funding and materials. She, like her great-great-grandfather, refused to compromise with the United States government. Using the College Board provided stimulus, I was able to draw two main conclusions. One being that when placing people in power, it is vital to have, to some degree, skepticism and wariness. These examples help to demonstrate that manipulation and injustice can occur at any time, and in today's time, at a much quicker and larger scale due to technology and social media. As we continue to walk in this era of social media and politics combining, we place our confidence and trust in the creators of social media, with the understanding that those in power are simply helping people share ideas, beliefs, and goals. When social media is brought into politics, determining fact from lie is crucial. Therefore, it is essential to assess, analyze, and raise suspicion to seek out the truth. Good afternoon. My name is Nicole Singmaster, and this is social media and its impact on voting outcomes. The graph displayed, produced by Pew Research, indicates that a third of United States adults under 30 are now regularly receiving news on TikTok. Ages 18 to 23 are receiving a significantly more amount of news on TikTok than any other age group. This implies the direction of a coming generation that is not looking good because they're all receiving information from a foreign and non-reliable resource. Our question for today is, to what extent does the use of social media in the United States politics impact election results? Based on my findings, it can be deduced that social media in politics is used to emotionally manipulate and sway, collect personal data, and create AI algorithms to spread and suppress information. Firstly, using emotional manipulation like negative emotions and strongly worded statements. Negativity bias is the understanding that the brain remembers and retains information that is more negative over the information that is more positive. As depicted in this picture, a man is unable to completely approach a tame dog because of his negative memories with a dog biting him in the past. Jeffrey Fine, professor of political science at Clemson University, writes that in political science and other disciplines, we argue that the tone of messages shape the extent to which they are shared online, as well as that political messages that attack are more likely to spread, as are those with more negative sentiment. This sparks conversation regarding how this could be suggesting more for United States politics. Jeffrey suggests that there is a potential contribution to the level of polarization in American politics. Because of the higher share rates, retention, and reaction to negativity, there could be incentives for promoting this negativity for senators, for polarizing people. Polarization makes people easier to control. And as shown in this graph, the median for those who believe that social media has created a greater difference in opinions and divided the people has increased from 11 countries in 2018 to 19 countries in 22, with a much higher median rate, from 58% to 65%. The collection of personal data is also a use of social media during politics, and online activity is monitored and redirected, and tracking across apps is also done. Tested by Granadetti, assistant professor at North Carolina at Charlotte, the personalized updates to his TikTok feed accordingly appeared to be shaped not by his direct engagement with the app, but instead through his data trails across multiple other devices, platforms, and websites. In addition, the fact that the UK-based Cambridge Analytica gathered profile information on the electorate on Facebook and intervened in the 2016 US presidential elections illustrates the extent to which democracy is under threat. The magnitude of this information and what is done with it determines how the risk against democracy will play out. According to Tugay Yurkilaria, researcher at SETA Foundation with a PhD in social sciences, the forms and use of manipulation are growing and getting more personal with the unconsented use of information to emotionally convince and manipulate. With advances in technology for artificial intelligence, it is possible to control search results specifically for different people. Lastly, AI algorithm. As Granadetti states, the same transparency report notes that a meager 0.8% of removed videos were reasons of violating the platform's rules on integrity and authenticity. He elaborates that taken together, it is clear that TikTok prefers not to moderate for the purposes of stopping the spread of misinformation or disinformation and conspiracies unless the topic becomes unavoidable. Algorithmic intervention can increase or decrease the availability of information and perspectives one can hear and find. Some solutions for this problem is that we should have appropriate skepticism, as well as self-education via various and opposing news sources. Lastly, reevaluating self-appointed fact-checkers, because those who are stating that they have the best interest in mind for us, they may not always have that. We have to take it upon ourselves. The solutions to this issue belong to users and citizens. We can't always change those in corrupt power and positions because they are far beyond our reach and very difficult to change. So we must take the time to educate ourselves to avoid the effect of social media bias and the lies that are out there to spread. Thank you.
Two questions. First up, how did your research question evolve as you worked your way through the process?
My research question actually started out with abuse of power and how that affected economics, but I realized that was a very narrow question, and I was able to think about something that's more relevant to our day-to-day lives, which is social media, and with the upcoming election, I thought that would be something that must be impacted by social media.
Okay, and if you had more time, what additional research would you have done?
I probably would have done more research on the artificial intelligence that was used in different ways to put the algorithms on social media, because it's very interesting the processes to which they decide what should be shown and what should be suppressed and